this may be my final video. Well, actually, if you're seeing this video, I'm probably lived through it, but I'm going to weld on a gas tank today. And that is dangerous. And I'm hesitant. Here we insert disclaimer, because don't do this at home. Do not ever try this at home. I don't know why I'm trying it. I'm trying it because I'm a desperate man. And foolish man. I'm very foolish. The thing about gas tanks is they have gas in them. This guy, I think I mentioned in a previous video that I would like to use this tank on the bike, but we gotta chop the end of it off in order for it to fit on our new bike design, whatever that thing is, whatever you want to call it. So in order to do that, we have to chop it. Now, just cutting the tank creates sparks. Sparks ignite gas and cause explosions. So we have a problem just in doing that. And then welding a gas tank, similar situation. You've got a spark, explosion. And the problem with this, it's a bomb basically. You get fumes in here, it's in a closed container. You light those fumes, they expand, and the whole tank just blows apart, and like pieces of it just like cut you up into a million pieces. So that's how you die. So that's the danger that I'm embarking upon today. And here is my plan to try and prevent death. Here's my plan. First, I'm going to mark off where I want to cut this thing. Then I'm going to use, I don't know what you call it, an old man's trick? Old farmer trick. An old farmer trick. We're going to use an old farmer trick to get the fumes out of here, to make it safe. Basically, if you go on the internet, some of the things that other people have done, they rinse it out with water, soapy water. Rinse it out with lots of soapy water. Other people just go, yeah, light a match right here. Go put your match over here and light it. And let it blow out by itself. And flames will just shoot out of here. Just apparently that's effective. I'm not recommending any of that stuff. I'm not recommending you do this ever. Be clear, do not do this. What I'm gonna do though, just for your entertainment purposes, I'm going to use the farmer trick, and I'm going to stick this in my exhaust pipe of my car, and I'm going to run carbon monoxide gas from my car, hot carbon monoxide gas, into this thing for like 20 or 30 minutes. And that is supposed to cook out all of the residual gas, in theory. Then when I'm done, then we'll take a flame, a match, a flame, whatever, and we'll put it over this hole and see if we get a burst of explosive gas coming out. Sounds perfectly safe. Alright, it took me a minute to figure out a way to make this work, but I just needed something that would get the gas tank up to the same level as the tailpipe. And I appear to have found it. I had a thing on there before, but the problem was that vibrations from the exhaust would rattle the gas tank off of it. Now we've got it successfully up there, and this sandbag holds it in place without a problem. So you can feel the fumes coming out these holes right here. So it's been about 25 minutes so far, and I think it's working. I can still smell a little bit of gas fumes coming out here, but they're not as bad, not as dense as they were before. So, all right, it's been going for like 30 minutes. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna try and blow it up. All right, this is our YouTube moment right here. Oh, we blow something up. Flame on a stick. Bang! Well, I guess it's safe. Do we trust it now?
Flame is still going, right?
Yeah.
I guess. Well, it seems to be all right. Beautiful. Yep, flame's still going.
That was sketchy. Wouldn't that be ironic if the The gas tank didn't get me, but the propane torch did. All right, well, it's fresh. We're gonna cut this thing and hope it still doesn't explode. Yeah, I think it'll look good. Put a little plate. So we've got the tank right here. We've chopped the back half of it off. The little petcock stuff used to be right here on the stock tank, which came off of a different bike. We're trying to adapt it to a completely different frame. You can see with the petcock thing, even if it were still there, would be directly where this bar is. And so that would never have worked on this frame. We need to, and also we chopped off the back half of it. This guy here, which this functioned as the way to equalize the gas between the tanks. The gas used to run at the low point right here, and it equalized the gas on either side of the tank. Now we've got two separate tanks here. If I weld up the back of this, these two halves are completely separate from each other, i.e. I only am going to be using the gas from one side, whatever side the petcock is on. So in order to equalize those, or the plan that my dad and I came up with basically, is to put some little barbs on either side and run a tube between these two to connect the both sides of the tank. Brilliant. I also need to, beyond that, add another barb down here in order to actually get the gas out of the tank to act as a petcock, and then I'll add a valve somewhere in the gas line that I can shut the gas on and off with. That's the idea at the moment. But for me, that brings up a bunch of other questions. Like, I want to know if I'm going to modify this gas tank, I want to know where to put those barbs on this tank, on the new tank, so that they don't interfere with other components of the engine. Once I get the engine in there, there's the cooling system, there's the carburetors, there's the air cleaner on the carburetors. All these things are going to need space, and they're going to need specific space. Since we're doing a custom stuff on the tank, we have the opportunity to put those barbs wherever we want them. So this is the time now to put those things in an ideal space and to figure out where everything else is. So today I'm going to mock up the engine, put everything on there so that I have an idea of where all my clearances are, where everything falls, and where the most ideal place is to put those barbs on this gas tank. And then we'll do the gas tank. So today, mock up. We got the radiator set in there, and we've discovered a problem, which is that the filler cap for the radiator, that is in direct competition with the tank for mounting on here. So I want to figure out something different for that. All right, so I've done a bunch of mocking up on this thing since we were last here. I've got the bash bars on the side here. And I've been playing around in here. You can see on my gas tank, I've got a decent amount of space under there. So I should be able to fit a number of things right here on the backbone, right underneath the backbone, in between the gas tank sides. So one of those is my ignition coil here. I'm going to be doing the swap to a Mini Cooper ignition coil. At this point, I'm thinking about mounting it on the underside of the backbone like that. That will then allow me space underneath it right here to put a few extra components on this platform. I still need the filler cap for the radiator. I need to move it over this way a little bit. I've got my relay flasher here for my LEDs that I'm hoping I can fit in here somewhere as well. I need to do an air filter conversion. I'm going to use a VW, an old VW style Weber carburetor type air filter. The horn, I've got a little horn here. I'm just going to stick this guy over here. My ignition switch, this guy here. I'm thinking about putting that right up in here, approximately like so that when you go to start it, you put your key right about there and turn that thing on. So, or maybe right about there, something like that. And that's where the key will be, which I think will be kind of neat to have it right there between your legs. I've also gone ahead and ordered a battery. I'm gonna be sticking that down here, along with, I believe, my main fuse, which is this guy right here. And we'll see what else I can stick down there. The CDI box and whatnot. My fuse box, I want to be able to stick that here underneath the tank. I think that will fit. Those are my major electrical components I need to figure out. I also have a little cigarette lighter guy, which I want to install that like right here so that I can plug in a GPS unit. I'm also going to hide down here this guy, my regulator rectifier, sticking that in there is my plan, right behind the fan. All right, so that is our mock-up thus far. Let me know what you think about the placement of some of these things. If you have ideas on where other things could go, I'm looking for places to put things at this point. Next time, though, I am going to be making a cool little holder for a custom, not original, but custom coolant overflow tank. And I'm pretty stoked about how that one turned out, so check that out. I think you'll like it. And keep on wrenching, everybody. We'll see you next time.